Hello! It's Galadon, and this is episode 42 of Clash of Clans Attacks. Today's video comes on the heels of Lost Phoenix's victory over the clan USA.
Underskilled attackers?
Let's just say you'll be seeing another fail video soon. Now in today's video we'll just review some recent attacks that I've carried out, and we'll include a couple of quick tips to help improve all of our attacks, not just yours, but mine too.
Because you suck, Galadon.
So here comes the first attack against Tom D89 from Quantum's Web 2. I went ahead and attacked him because up at the 3800 cup level it's pretty rare to get any offers above 2 or 3 trophies at a time. He also had a bit of an unusual base layout, so I thought it would be interesting and maybe a little bit challenging to attack it, although those lower level walls should make it relatively easy to get in towards the center. So at this point we're still patiently waiting for those skeletons to take out the queen, which they do, and once they do we go ahead and start to send in the main attacking force, which for me is almost always a golem followed by some wizards. And you'll notice that the golem draws fire to protect those wizards, but one of the keys here is not just having the golem protect your wizards, but in turn using the wizards to protect your golems. And much like a giant at lower levels, although the golem has a lot of hit points, he doesn't do a lot of damage at a time, so he can take a long time to get through one structure. You need to use those wizards in support to use their firepower to destroy those structures and allow him to move closer and closer to the center. Now here you can see I already put down the king and the queen because those clan castle troops were out, and the surrounding structures around the left and the right there you can see had been cleared, so it was pretty much obvious where the king and the queen were going to head. They were going to be drawn towards the center by the clan castle troops, and they were going to head towards the closest standing structures, which by that time was just about the town hall. Now the timing on both of those freeze spells and the placement was far from perfect, but we just kind of overpowered the center there with our level 40 king and queen, and it's a relatively quick 2-star victory. Alright, let's move on to the second attack here. I was attacking Squiggle from Scribble Clan. And we'll see here how short my memory is as I violate some of my own tips and rules from the most recent video that I had just released. Now here the queen was asleep, so we just had to pull the king out, but we did inadvertently grab a couple of the clan castle troops, and clan castle wizards can be difficult to deal with because they can take out a whole pack of barbarians pretty quickly. So I went ahead and dropped a couple of extra wizards here off to the side, and they helped do the trick. So as that was wrapping up, I went ahead and sent in my first golems and a few wall breakers. Lost a few there at the top to that big bomb. Had to send in a few more. Now those wall breakers at the top end up not breaking through the wall that I really wanted them to, and that leads to my error of stacking up my golems. I've got all 3 of my golems almost on top of each other now. So the clan castle troops have come out to the middle here and they're firing on my units, and there's a bunch of skeletons there, so I figured this would probably be a good time to drop a rage, send in the king and the queen a little bit earlier than I normally want to, and we just kind of hope that they work their way towards the center. And there I pulled a Metador, forgot that I had a lightning spell, should have used that earlier on the clan castle troops. And as we freeze the frame here, we'll take a look at the queen, and this is the tip. The queen may look dumb, but she is predictable. If you look closely, she's firing on the king's pad there. And as you can see, she's aligned just to the right of that enclosure. So although we'd love her to go towards the town hall next, the next closest structure is going to be that archer tower to the right. And unfortunately, she is going to move to the right to get closer to it to fire on it. And when she does, now she's reset her distance to the point where the elixir pump is the next closest structure. And now we've pretty much lost her from the main attacking force. But luckily in the meantime, the good old level 40 king has worked his way towards the center with a couple of rage and freeze spells there. He's done his job, he's gotten the town hall down, and the queen will actually help out by helping to get that 2nd star. And although it didn't really help in this attack, knowing where your king or your queen are going to head next can be crucial in helping you place a rage spell ahead of them. Okay, moving right along to attack number 3 against Mixed Dog the Clanless. Here you can see again I used the Hog Riders to lure the king and the queen. I've actually switched and tried to avoid using Hog Riders when the king and the queen are out like these guys were, and save those Hog Riders for maybe something like that outer mortar that you see at the top right. 4 Hog Riders would be perfect for taking that out at the beginning of a battle. And then with that splash damage out of the way, you wouldn't see that massive cannonballs destroying an entire pack of skeletons like you saw there, or taking out witches and wizards as you see at the top right of your screen now. But as the attack moves on here, you'll see I'll send in a whole bunch of wall breakers here that get wiped out by a big bomb. Now, as we're getting closer, I send in my last golem, and I'll send in a string of wall breakers here, and a rage spell would have been perfect right on that wall, would have got them to the innermost wall. But as I saw that the clan castle troops were coming out, I went ahead and dropped the king and the queen. It looked like they'd head straight inside there, and then hopefully those clan castle troops would draw them in. I used a freeze spell to stop that multi-targeting inferno, and then a lightning spell to take out the clan castle troops. But that lightning didn't get all of the troops, and as we look more closely and freeze the frame, our next tip, witches with walls can be deadly. Because if you give a witch the protection of a wall like that, she can just sit behind it and endlessly generate skeletons. And even though the barbarian king is powerful, he can only take out one skeleton at a time, and eventually he's going to get wiped out by just being overpowered here. And this very easily could have ended up as an attack fail here, but luckily I dropped that last rage spell in there, hit the invisibility for the queen, and it's just going to be a matter of time before her fast firing rate with that rage spell enables her to take out the last of the clan castle troops, and ignoring both of those infernos that are on her, she goes straight to work on the town hall. And for all the times that I feel like my archer queen has abandoned me, this time she definitely saved my butt. Still pretty frustrating though, because Mixed Dog was a 39 cup offer and I only got 13 out of it. I'm sure he was happy to see my second star fail. Alright, for our last attack of the day, the king and the queen were asleep here attacking Crook. And so we just started our classic LRC attack, going down the left and the right first, saving the center for the king and the queen to move in. Now a lot of things went right on this attack. It was pretty easy setup to get the left and the right cleared to get to the center. We've got those infernos in line. We've got a single targeting inferno closest to us, and we've got the clan castle on the far side, which should help draw us in towards the center later on in the attack. We even had those extra units that we didn't need for luring the king and the queen, so we've got barbarians working their way around the outside and doing damage. We've got hog riders on the inside now. And when we finally do drop our king and our queen down, we're going to go ahead and freeze the frame. And now this tip might be obvious to a lot of you, but some people hadn't noticed this. And that is that you can tell where a unit is going the moment you put it down by that little crosshair that pops up on the screen. We can see initially the king was going to go after that elixir storage way out to the right there, so we did drop him a little bit early. And now you see the queen is focused on that closest wizard tower, which is exactly where we want our units to head. And it just happens to work out that the clan castle troops are coming out at the same time. We dropped that rage spell in there. Had we dropped it a little bit earlier, those wall breakers might have gotten through that last wall there. But instead, we've frozen the clan castle troops and the surrounding area, used a lightning spell, another rage spell, and it's just a matter of time before the town hall is gone, and 50% right behind it. It wasn't a huge offer, but any offer over 10 trophies at this level is fantastic to see, so we will take a 9 trophy 2-star victory here as we wrap this up. And that is also going to wrap up this episode of Clash of Clans Attacks. Thank you again for watching and subscribing. Please leave your comments and suggestions below, and watch out tomorrow for the second installment in the Clash of Clans Fails series.
Hey, Galadon, when do I get to play again, huh?